Headline from Variety: James Gunn says Superman is about an immigrant that came from other places and how we've lost the value of basic human kindness. Yes, it's about politics. Out of his own mouth. Yes, it's about politics. So Superman 2025 is a political movie out of the director's mouth. What do you guys think of that on its face right there? It's about an immigrant that came from other places, and we've lost the value of basic human kindness. Tomby, what do you think of that?
I mean, the first thing, he was never an immigrant. An immigrant is a very specific phrase to use for someone who has physically moved from one location to another purposely, not crash landed as a fucking alien from freaking another planet.
Yes.
The next bit is skewing the story for a political agenda. The second you do that, you lose all credibility in what you're trying to say, because now it's not about Superman's story. It's not about his... You look at fan service from looking at comics and things like that. Throughout all of the years, if you abide by the comics and you use the comics well and you use the history well, and you refer to it really, really well, you give the fan service, then you'll sell 1 million tickets, you'll make $1 billion. But this is just now a political statement from James Gunn and the powers that be that paid for it to be created to show the chuds that you have to be nice to those immigrants. You've got to be nice to them. We've lost that. You're all a bunch of bigots and racists.
You need to have open borders.
James Gunn can get fucked.
Yes, I agree. You have to have open borders and be replaced in your own nation, or you're a bigot. You know.
Yeah.
So that's
this guy has a pretty skewed view of basic human kindness. Is it a kindness to bring people in to wash your house and pick your fruit and do your lawn? No, that's not what immigrants are for. Immigrants are for raising your country up and integrating into your society.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
you can't be kind to everyone. Everyone doesn't take it the same way.
Not cheap slave labor. That's not what people are supposed to immigrate for. And
yeah.
So I think James Gunn has lost the plot. We're gonna check the article that this is based on from the actual headline. Let's see. Let's get into it. This is written on Variety. This is written by someone named Jack Dunn. Let's just quickly get into it. As you can see here, screenshot still. That suit is very controversial. People saying, oh, that's interesting. I'm still a fan of the Man of Steel suit myself. That's peak. So,
yeah.
Whatever you say about the movie, I'm just saying aesthetically. But regardless, James Gunn is opening up about what Superman is really all about. In his Sunday profile with the Times of London, the DC Studios head went deep on the themes and ideas that drive his highly anticipated, Superman. He explained that the superhero epic encompasses the story of America. Interesting. That on its own, I like that, the story of America. Cool. But what is his interpretation on the story of America? Let's get into it. And at a basic level is about a man searching for a better life away from his original home. Well, he wasn't a man. He was an infant child that was sent here on a rocket ship. And
he wasn't searching.
Story.
He was not searching. Right. Fundamentally, he crash landed. He was not searching for a better life. He never knew his life on Krypton.
He was an infant. An infant sent by his parents. It's essentially, it's a Moses story. It's a Moses. He was put in the basket, sent down the river.
Sent down the river. Yep.
Exactly. He didn't hop a border. Yeah. So
I mean, it's not like Kal-El or it's not like his Jor-El or anybody knew what people on Earth were really like. They knew they were humans. They knew they're fairly advanced to a degree.
Yes.
Beyond that, they didn't know that they ate apple pie, and America was great.
Absolutely. Bullshit. And they were going on hope. What's better or worse, your child exploding on Krypton or our hope for a chance on Earth? That's the core of the story here. It's not about this modern day California politics stuff.
And landing in Kansas instead of Moscow or New York City or something like that,
Yes. And that's a part of that American story too. And,
if he would have landed anywhere else in the world, he probably would have been terrible,
corrupted.
I mean, you look at Red Sun. That's a perfect example of
exactly right.
Yeah, going somewhere different. Can you imagine him landing in India? It's like, oh god.
Oh my goodness. That's a whole fan fiction from hell right there. But we got to get this quote from James. It says, "I mean, Superman is the story of America. Yeah, truth, justice, and the American way," which I'd love to see the Superman say, but I doubt it. Gunn explained, "An immigrant that came from other places and populated the country. But for me, it is mostly a story that says basic human kindness is a value and something we have lost." I would, on its face, I don't disagree. Basic human kindness is a value, but I think James's interpretation of that is up for debate. What is kindness, essentially? And Gunn acknowledged that the movie's themes may be interpreted differently across political groups. This is very true. That's why we're discussing it right now, especially considering the current nationwide unrest around immigration. However, Gunn stands by the ideals embedded in Superman and added that he doesn't care if anyone takes offense. Oh, well, duly noted, as I reconsider buying a ticket to your movie, which I was going to go see and probably am not now. So very interesting. What do you guys think of that? He doesn't care if anyone takes offense. It's not a matter of being offended. My feelings hurt, but does this whole thing encompass, does it make you want to go see the movie? These statements, what do you guys think? Are you enthused by this?
No, not at all.
No. And this movie needs to be an absolute banger to start off his DC universe. He's not helping. He needs to just shut up and stay behind the scenes, put Corn Sweat out there, do all the talking. And the Lois Lane actress, I can't remember her name, but put them front and center. You sit down, shut up.
Exactly. James Gunn, shut your mouth, essentially. I want to see the actors.
Shut up and direct.
The film.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, the likelihood is that this will probably hit somewhere around the 750 million just by virtue of it being Superman. Now, the problem is it's going to earn a lot of that based off previous films, previous stories, previous comics. And unfortunately, this isn't going to kick off the DC universe as they expect. This is going to be a massive thorn in his side. And Jeff's 100% correct. James Gunn needs to shut the fuck up. Otherwise, he is literally talking people out of going to see it. And what's worse is that you've then got the likes of us where we're openly discussing this and pulling apart the threads that he's trying to weave together very, very easily, very, very quickly. And it's going to further point people not to actively go see it. He's talking people out of watching
Definitely discouraging me.
Me too. And, I was so on the trailers and the media. I don't think the promotional campaign's been that impressive of this movie. I'm a Superman fan. I like Superman, and I would not mind possibly seeing it. But he's talking me out of it, man. He's talking me out of it. Every time he opens his mouth, it sounds like he's not wanting people to see it, depending on who you are politically.
Yeah, I was completely out of this on two things. One, the way that Henry Cavill was treated, and two, just the ill-fitting freaking suit. The early on, it's like, my good God, it's just awful the way it was sitting on him. I mean, Corn Sweat may be a competent enough actor to pull it off, but it's not Superman. It's not Superman to me.
Henry is still the pinnacle of 21st century Superman in my eyes. So, even if the movies are flawed, I just visually and the way he portrays the character, fantastic. And I hope to see him as a 007 one day, hopefully. So.
That would be amazing. But unfortunately, it's going to be a black lesbian instead.
Oh, of course. As always, and she'll wear hijab as well, but it'll have gadgets in it. So, yes, it plays
perfect and the perfect weapon. Hi-ya.
Of course. It'll be an explosive film. So from James Gunn, it says, yes, it plays differently, but it's about human kindness. He keeps saying human kindness. Okay, interesting. I want to know what he defines as human kindness as well. And obviously there will be jerks out there who are just not kind and will take it as offensive just because it is about kindness. But screw them, he said. I don't take offense to kindness at all. I take offense to you taking a timeless story and inserting your California politics about immigration into it. I don't like that. I'm not offended whatsoever. I'm dismayed. I'm disinterested from your film by that, James Gunn, essentially. So
no one's offended by the idea of kindness or helping each other. That's
not at all.
Fucking one of the bare essential points of freaking humans as a social bloody concept. We are all there to try and help each other up. We all kind of dismay and disavow any evil doings in the world. So
Yes.
to say that kind of a statement is just fucking stupid. But now he's using that as his stepping stone to protect the flop that's coming. Oh, it was down to the chuds because they don't like being kind. Wanker.
I think you're absolutely right. If this movie bombs on its own merits and it's just not a good film, he's going to say, "Well, it was those right-wing bigots that did it. They review bombed my movie." So, and he's going to play victim, most likely.
Definitely trying to get in front of bad press and bad reviews.
Yes. Yeah. And we're just going to read this last part, not going to read the entire article, but he continued on saying, yes, it's about politics. Okay, well, thanks for telling us. But on another level, it's about morality. Do you never kill no matter what, which is what Superman believes. That's true. Superman does not kill, in most mainline stories. Or do you have some balance, as Lois believes? It's really about their relationship and the way different opinions on basic moral beliefs can tear two people apart. That's an interesting take. I will admit that will be interesting to see how they portray the Lois and Clark relationship dynamic, the dispute between moral beliefs and stuff, and that'll be pretty cool. So that is James Gunn's take on Superman 2025. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm predicting no more than 500 million worldwide.
I think you may unfortunately be very right about that.
I'm still airing that they're going to hit close to 750 and they're going to determine it as a success. That's the problem.
Probably true.
They have to. I mean, Jeff's also correct on this one. They need this to be a success. They need this to be accepted because this is the starting off of the DC, the rest of the DC for James Gunn. Mm-hmm. Everything hinges off this. If this doesn't do well on paper, in the cinema, globally, then you're already into a losing scenario with the DC universe. They need this to do well.
And I think he also
pinnacle. Yes.
I was gonna say, I believe he also misstepped right off the bat when he started doing his Kevin Feige announcing all these different movies and TV shows in the future. That was just, there's literally another company that's been doing that and completely failing one after another, and you do the same thing after you just left that company.